unbelievable. Hey. Huh?
Need more football? The USFL, coming this April.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pro Football Live Show. I am Dirty. I know it's been 2 weeks. I have not been around, but thank you to my esteemed producer, my partner in crime on Wednesday nights, the A-Train Arlington Lane, who's been holding the fort down. I don't know where the bum John Turner is tonight, but that's okay because we have a special guest tonight. The one, the only, in my opinion, the ultimate underdog himself, Jeremiah Spicer. The guy has been bounced around from league to league and is just keeps striving to play well. We're going to talk USFL tonight. That's why we have Jeremiah on. We're also going to talk about the coaches and potential three owners for a team in the USFL. Birmingham gearing up for the bubble that they are going to play. And I'm going to bring in Will Freeman, the insider of the XFL STL Talk Show. Hello, Will. How are you, sir?
Doing well, Dirty. How are you doing this evening?
Well, you know, it's good. I'm back in town, and I got a little scattered brain today. Arlington already kind of ripped me a new ass because, he's at the studio producing the show, as you see in the background. So he already kind of ripped me a new ass. But I will be in studio tomorrow for the XFL STL Talk Show. Hey, this is the Pro Football Alliance show that we are brought to you by PEC22.com. Call Matt over there first at 727-452-2645 to start your account. And we are fueled by Cafe Piazza, 1900 Arsenal Street. Well, I'm going to tell you the first thing I'm going to do is tomorrow is on my way to the studio. I'm probably going to stop by Cafe Piazza and get some pizza.
That's good. I might do that too, though hopefully where our show is broadcast, all that snow was melted in the parking lot.
It's not, according to Arlington. It is not at all. It is not at all. Javier, listen. No, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, for people that don't know, we had that snowstorm last week, and apparently we're having a great big thaw because it got over 60 degrees according to the temperature of my vehicle this morning in the afternoon. And
I was sweating my sack off in the car.
I didn't need to put a sweatshirt on or at least my coat. My boots, yes.
Right, yeah. No, Javier, I've been busy. As you guys know, I've been broadcasting from South Carolina for the last 4 months. Got back in town on Friday and had some family issues that I had to take care of. The one thing I will say is this, ladies and gentlemen, reach out, through this pandemic, please reach out to your friends, your families and friends, just to check on them. A lot of upticks in mental illnesses and stuff like that. I kind of went through a little bit of it while I was gone in South Carolina and kind of reset everything. And it was really, really nice. And also, parents, watch what watch your kids on the internet. You never know what's going to happen.
Especially with all the social medias around today, and there's new ones coming up.
All the time. So, well, let's get into it. USFL, they have announced the draft is just around the corner.
Or as they put it, the player selection meeting.
Player selection meeting. Now, have you seen the new agreement? What do you think of the new agreement for the USFL?
I seen part agreement. I do memorize some things, like what to pay. There's some positives and there's some negatives, but we'll get to the pros and cons. Most of it's good. They're doing some of like the non-compete clauses for, of course, with the XFL and other leagues, other than if they after the season, if people don't know, if after the season, if they prove that they're going to get an NFL contract, they can get it out, but there's a few outs in the contract. But we'll discuss it a little bit later as the show goes on.
Right. Well, actually, that's the one thing. That's like the big major thing is that that whole release was done by them. And we all know that the league is going to start on April 16th, and we had talked about it before that I didn't think you were going to see the draft. Now, a lot of people are still thinking you're going to see the draft. Everything that I saw says the draft's going to be secret. We're not going to know until the draft is done. A lot of people are saying differently. What are you thinking?
I've seen a lot of people discuss it, and like some of the people we know, Mike Mitchell, Connor Folk, and all that, and so far by them, they're saying no. It's not going to be. It's not going to be broadcasted, and like Mike Mitchell, he kind of caught on something because the one thing, the USFL, they're starting to get a little bit going. They're putting some ads. They had an ad for that whole Coliseum race that was for NASCAR on Sunday. Though I see people, they got all these viewers to see it, but here's the thing about commercials. Let me be, as someone in the business, you may put an advertisement out there, but is it rememberable? Are people going to? That's the thing. Remember it, because some of the commercials I don't even remember most of them unless it's not engaging or anything. Because Super Bowl's this Sunday, and some of those commercials you can either remember for being how bad or good, and then there's some you just completely forget because it's like meh.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, I absolutely agree with you on that one. You look at everything and you see it, and you're just like, is it rememberable? I mean, the one that Arlington just played, I mean, that one there, to me, that looked like a traffic jam accident for an insurance company that the USFL put out. So, I mean, would you really remember that's a football commercial? I wouldn't.
If you looked at real hard, you could, because I know the last one they had the New Jersey Generals, what's supposed to be what their uniform's supposed to look at, but we'll see how that goes, because the only helmet we have confirmed seen so far is the Birmingham one when they did finally the official announcement for the Birmingham Stallions here 2 weeks ago.
Right,
That's so far, but we have seen the logos. Like the only thing that the USFL has put out lately on their social medias is the interviews with coaches, except for one. We still have yet to hear from Todd Haley from the Tampa Bay Bandits.
That is true.
That's so far the only coach that hasn't done a thing. We know Jeff Fisher has. Oh, boy.
Listen, if I'm the Michigan team, I'm worried that Jeff Fisher's our head coach, because that means that team is definitely moving.
Well, actually,
definitely moving.
Actually, believe it or not, there was an article that someone found on Zach Kellerman, someone I've talked to for indoor football circles. There was an article that was on a paywall. Apparently, it's like they're saying that the Michigan Panthers are here, but they might actually not have a place to play next year, though there has been saying that they might play next year. Because, see, the plan is, let me be clear when it comes to this, for the USFL, everything's in a bubble this year in Birmingham. Then, I don't know, Brian Wood said the plan was to have all the teams in their markets, but that's kind of a backtrack, because originally it was supposed to have maybe at least 3 to 4 in their markets. Then year 3 have all of them in there. But so it just depends. It's like if they can get owners, we'll talk to that about a little bit, because there's with the rumor possible ownership with these teams. Of course, remember, basically this bubble is basically, think of it as a business presentation for investors to come in to own these teams. That's basically what the bubble is for basically the first year. That's what they're basically describing it as. Not a bad idea, but we have to see what's going on, because like the only question is like, who's actually the talker of the USFL right now? Because either it's Brian Woods or Moose Johnson. I'm kind of confused who it is, because you have a lot.
Well, I'll say it's this. I'll say it's Moose, because I'm not a fan of Colin Kerr, Kyle Hurd or whatever. He's I mean, he's a loudmouth like me, but I think he's a little more intelligent than I am. That's why I have you and Arlington to round me out, so I can sound intelligent when I'm really not. But if you notice, you've been seeing a lot of Moose on his show doing a lot of the USFL talking. So I'm going to say the voice is going to be more of Moose. They definitely do need to do more of a presence on social media, unlike the XFL is what they've been doing. And no, Javier, I have not heard, and I've Googled it and looked everywhere, I have not heard if Jordan is going to be going to the USFL. I have not.
I know what Javier's talking about. Mike Mitchell put out a thing on XFL New Hub, like a rumor that Jordan and the USFL are kind of talking to see if he'll come in, but they're still talking, and like how Mike put it, it's compensation. And once again, we'll get to that because I'll just say a little bit tidbit. It looks good at first until you read the fine print. We'll get back to it.
I'm glad you said that. And here, no, I have not. Mike, I literally do not think it's going to be advertised because they said it's not going to be advertised. It's going to be done all in secret. I know that there's been people. I know Brett over there at 100% XFL and USFL fan pages said that he's saying that they're going to, stream rounds 1 and 2. I just don't think it's going to happen. They've already said it, and it's been said.
They could do Brett's is in Birmingham. They could have something for the local, but nothing national that we know of. That's one thing. Locally, they could, because remember, I'll say that this was another thing. When the USFL was doing that announcement in Birmingham, it was only streamed on the local media, nothing national, which, I don't know, to me, it's kind of like, it's not that hard to smartphone live, but I don't know. It's not how I would do it if I was running it.
Well, okay, so, I mean, this is an interesting, thing by Mike. The USFL will dissolve after 2 years if they don't come out hot. I don't see how this league is financially viable. The XFL will eat up their viewership. Here's exactly how I'm going to tell you. And I went back and forth. They have, I don't care what anybody says, next to ESPN, Fox Sports is the largest sports broadcaster in the United States of America. And they got Fox money behind them. That's how it's going to stay viable. That's just my opinion.
Though I do question how they spend their money. Heck, Fox just, if people don't know entertainment news, they actually bought the Gumby franchise and plan to use that for NFTs.
Hey, Gumby's awesome, man. I used to make the Gumby toys.
No. I just don't like it becoming NFTs. Let me be clear.
I got you. What's up, Sandy? So now let's go to it. So Arlington wants to say this one. The fan-controlled football and European League of Football have better arrangements with the fans and social. Yes, they do. That is absolutely true. The USFL has had no interaction with their fans on social media whatsoever. It's ridiculous, and especially in this day and age of social media with Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, they need to be doing something and putting it out there on social media. They need to, but they're not.
If I recall, there were still job openings for that. They were looking for interns for those social media and also some full-time positions for people to actually move to Birmingham. It's unclear if those are filled or either somely filled or fully filled at this point.
Well, are you guys thinking what I'm thinking, that the XFL STL talk show moves to Birmingham and we become their social media people?
Maybe.
Right? Now, let's get, hey, this is the Pro Football Alliance show. I am Dirty. Right there joining me tonight is the insider, Will Freeman. We're talking USFL. We're going to be talking about the CFL draft. Well, we have Jeremiah Spicer joining us sooner, I hope. I don't know. Arlington, what are we? Yeah, I know the internet in the studio is shitty, Arlington. It's probably still got snow on the satellite. And we are brought to you by Pack 22. Call Matt over there at 727-452-2645. Hey, Super Bowl, is this? Oh, shit, Will, we can't say that, can we? We got to say the big game.
Yeah.
So your game is this weekend. Get on there. Get on Pack 22. Sign up. Bet with Matt and all that. Tell Matt that Pro Football Alliance and John Turner sent you over to get a discount there and all that good stuff. And we are fueled by Cafe Piazza, 1900 Arsenal, right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, Will, let's get to it. Player compensation for the USFL. So mini camp and training camp. The guys are going to get paid $600 a week. That's really not that much. That's not that bad, to be honest with you.
No, and also during training camp, their room and board is provided.
Correct. So now, mind you, let's remember that, Will. What you just said. Room and board provided. Arlington, give me a little scroll. Room and board provided. Right there. That's a big thing right there for the USFL, is that they're paying, and health insurance. They're offering health insurance and room and board while they are there for the season. So that's not so bad, right?
No.
No, okay, so now, Will.
Yep.
You get your calculator out. You ready, Will?
I'll use my head, thank you. I'll do that.
Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to do 4 weeks for training camp?
It's 3 to 4 weeks, yeah.
Okay, so that's what?
1,800 to 2,400.
Okay, so let's just go $2,400, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're doing 10 games. Now, here it is. The regular season and active roster is $4,500 per week, payable no less frequency than in a bi-weekly installment. So that roughs out to $45,000 a year, or for the 10 games, right?
Correct.
Now we add the 2,400. So now we're at what? 40.
We're looking at somewhere in the $40,000 to $50,000 range.
All right, so hold on. So if we're saying 2,400, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Plus the 2,400 for the preseason. That's 4740.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, regular season and non-active roster spots. It's $1,500 a week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what? So we're doing 10 weeks. That's another.
That's 1,500. That's 15,000.
Okay, so now we're at 47. I'm just going to round it up. I'm just going to go 47. Make it easy on us. Then you add 15,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it puts you at 62,000. Okay. Then you get a win bonus of 850. We won't even include the win bonus.
Yeah, the win bonus would be hard to calculate unless a team goes undefeated. Because there won't be an undefeated team. That's what I believe on that. No one's going to go undefeated.
Yes, yeah. Definitely don't forget the taxes.
Both federal and state. I don't know the state rate for Alabama, so I don't know.
Depends. I like that question. Would football be would it be a winter or a summer sport? Summer or winter? Ooh, I don't think you could do football as an Olympic sport.
If they did, I see it more as a summer because I just don't. Though even though it's technically more of a fall than to winter, so you could go either or. Just that it's how they're able to get the places to play. Because if anybody's watching the Olympics in Beijing right now, there's actually one event that's actually built next to a disengaged nuclear power plant. If you saw that today,
yeah.
So it depends it just depends where the Olympic Committee puts the place in order to do
exactly.
That. So it's going to be kind of hard to figure that out depending on where the Olympics are held at, in my opinion. Because
now. No, go ahead. Finish. I was like, go ahead and finish what your point was.
Just that with like I said, it just depends where it's held at. If it's a USA, then I see it happening. Just that it was like in Europe. It depends on where in Europe, but like if it was in Germany, it could be held there for football. It just depends where it's held at. That's like the factor with me, how to decide between if it's summer or winter. It's like where it's being held at.
I got you. Now, so they're saying the salary is going to be $775,000. Okay, that's including the training camps and defeated through the championship game. So we roughly figured out to be about 62, not including win bonuses. So not including the win bonuses. So $62,000 for 10 weeks of, or we're talking 14 weeks of work. That's not bad money. That really isn't bad money, right?
Right.
Now, so the way the contract's going to work, there's three specific provisions. If a player is not selected in the draft, is one. Two, when a player is cut. And three is on December 31st of 2022. Okay? Now, the option years, it says this. Each player's contract January 1 of 23 through December 31st of 23. The player must agree to this extension upon signing their initial contract. The player will be notified to the USFL desires to extend by April 30th of 2022. By extending, the player will receive health coverage through 23. The option is not a guarantee of employment the following season. Now, that's what I find interesting there. If you get the extension, right?
Yeah.
You still get the health insurance. Doesn't mean you're going to get it, but just even though if you don't get it, you'll still get your health insurance through the end of the year.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big deal. Now, see, that I didn't know. So, now, if you're a player come 2023, yeah, I know my mic is a little shitty, Arlington. It's the new Bluetooth headset that I have. But if you are a player come 2023 when the XFL kicks off, you're getting health insurance through the USFL? Which group are you going to stay with?
Well, that depends because, like you said, it's still not a guarantee. They can pick up the option, but it's still not a guarantee they're actually still going to pick you. That's the little bit of a give and take there, if you will.
Right.
I saw
That's true.
I see some people said that, those players, even if they don't get picked and they have to go to the end of the year, the XFL won't even look at them. Like, I have to let people know about a certain instance with the Battlehawks because I said about a player that I mentioned before, Wes Saxton, and he was up to the Seahawks up to a point where they didn't resign him, and he was with the Battlehawks at I believe, almost the second week of the home part of the training camp. So they're still
correct.
Those players for the USFL. If they don't get picked up, they can go to the XFL, but because of those outs. But the biggest out, of course, if those players after the season get an NFL contract, then it's then they get out. But then they go, and if they get out after they're done with the NFL, I believe they could go to any other league. Because the league, besides the NFL, the USFL don't want their players to go to XFL, CFL. I know someone put, like, example, Fan Control Football League, but that's a whole different animal, in my opinion. But it's basically the USFL contract is basically a 2-year contract if they take the option on that player.
Correct. Now, here's the other thing I do like about the USFL. You ready? So if a USFL player is injured performing services under their USFL contract, they are required to find a workers' compensation claim in the state of Alabama. The league will pay all medical expenses provided that the hospital and the physicians are approved and selected by the USFL. Now.
Oh, no.
What do you mean, oh, no? Well, you know that's going to happen.
Well, I know. It's just that if people know how you dealt with some health insurance companies, it's kind of like,
oh, yeah, I know, right?
Because it seems like you have to go there, and you have to find out, does this place approve or not in such a quick matter before they can actually get treatment. That's the part that I'm kind of like, ooh.
Right, yeah, exactly. So now here's something Jared says. He would say summer in the 90s tried to get American football in the Olympics. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
Javier says, but I hope our boss of the XFL, The Rock, makes a big announcement for the kickoff for next year. I don't know exactly when that's going to be. I'm going to speculate that tomorrow on the XFL STL talk show. Right, you heard so tune into there, and I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen to piss our producer off, Arlington. I'm going to tell you what the Rock is going to announce tomorrow, because we always know dirty speculation is always right.
We'll see what happens, though. If they do the trend they usually do, they'll probably announce it Thursday.
Look, he's itching. He's itching. Well, look at him. He's over there. He's in the studio screaming and yelling and crying like a big old baby.
Oh, don't do that.
I know. Now, here's the other thing that I like is that the housing and meals are going to be provided for the players, which I think that's great, right? So the players are going to get an additional $150 per night, including the hotel charges such as room service, Wi-Fi, and movies. Movies and stuff.
Dirty, I have to stop you. That's not what it says.
No, it says right here, regular season players will need to find their own means of housing designated by the USFL will be available at the rate of $150 per night. Incidental hotel charges such as room service, Wi-Fi, movies are solely the player's responsibility. That's right from the USFL handbook.
That's what I'm talking about. Because because I find it funny that the players have to during the regular season, they have to pay for that. That's what I'm saying. That's a little bit odd. Because remember the reason that Birmingham put actual state government money into this, but yet the players have to pay for their housing. And no offense, $150 is not really, I call, a discount. And Wi-Fi is not provided, which honestly, that's kind of a common thing at any hotel.
All right, well, so let's look at it this way, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to get hotels designated by the USFL that will be made to them available at a rate of $150 a night. So you can still live in that hotel for $150, right?
Yeah, but if you go by with the dates for the 10 weeks, it's about $4,500 a month. So that takes away about $9,000 of the players' pay.
Hold on. So if you do it by the week, okay, $150 a night by the week, that's $1,050 for the week, right? Times $4,200. That's one paycheck for a week.
Yeah, but that takes 2 paychecks off the week for the whole 10 weeks.
No, it's only one pay because they're getting paid once a week at $4,500. It's one paycheck. One paycheck.
Yeah, but that's for
that's not
yeah,
that
but
bad.
that's for the first month. No, I just to me
no,
I don't
that
think
is
the player. To me, it doesn't seem fair for players to pay for their room and board during the season. That's just me. Because
you have to, if you're playing in the NFL or anywhere else, you got to buy a house and live in a house.
The difference is that how can I explain this? Because earlier on in the reports, it said that the USFL was supposed to provide housing throughout the whole time they're there. And that was the early reports. And now it just seems like a little kind of a walk back situation. Heck, even when Bruno Reagan, the former Baja guard, heard about this, he was like, yikes.
It's still, though, that's still cheaper than a house paint. I mean, you're only there 10 weeks, so you're only losing one paycheck.
Well, 12 weeks if you're in the playoffs and the championship.
Okay, 12 weeks if you're in the playoffs, but you're still only losing one paycheck.
Well,
So you're
paycheck.
still getting 3 paychecks a week, a month.
Well, subtract like Jared, like the previous comment said. Also subtract the taxes. We don't know what the tax.
Okay. So here, so $4,500 a week, right? Let's see. I'm going to Google what Alabama's federal and state taxes are.
Yeah.
Then for you. I mean, it's a hillbilly state, so I'm sure it's probably not that much. You know, oh, well, here, this idiot might know. Brett, who just joined us, he might know what
that's Bert, actually.
No, it's Brett. He's a fool.
Okay.
He's a fool. Arlington, send him here's their tax rate right now. So their tax rate, wow, that's nice. They only have a 5% tax rate.
Okay. So
that's cheap.
That's 5 for state. How much is federal?
But no, it says like the federal subsidized income tax withholdings. This is what it is. Oh, okay. So 22. So it's 22 per the state, right? Okay, times 0.22. That's only $900. That's $990 left out of the paycheck in their taxes. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And then look right here, like what Scott says. If they're winning games.
Yeah, but that bonus money is also taxed.
I mean, that's true. That's true too. But I mean, so you're still getting a decent amount of money. It ain't like you can't afford that.
I know. It just, to me, I think it should have been fair for at least the first year. They're all about that the housing should have been provided for.
Well, then they're not going to make any money. They're not going to make any money. They got to make money. They're barely going to have fans. All they're going to be doing is living off of advertising revenue.
Well, the money, the $150, that's to the hotels.
That's but without fans, how is the USFL really going to make money? The only way they're making money is off of the avenue, the ad revenue.
Ad revenue and, unfortunately, that terrible merch that's on their website as we speak.
That is true. It is some terrible merchandise.
Yeah, like,
I mean, did you see Brett's hat? It's pretty shitty looking.
I haven't seen it. Well, if it's one of those new ones that I saw that David Burnett showed me from the other website, those are fine. If it's that beanie with the logo all around, most of the hats were fine. I have nothing problem with the hats from the USFL. I had a problem with the shirts, the pants, the sweatshirts, and all that stuff.
Oh, look who it is. God, look at him. He is goofy looking.
Oh, man. My contacts got my eyes irritated. Of course, I obviously wear contacts, so I had to take them out tonight. And I was chilling watching the basketball game.
You actually look better in glasses than you do in contacts. You really should wear your glasses more.
Brother, I'm aging so poorly it really don't make a shit. Excuse my language. If I wore a mask, then I'd have to agree with you.
Right. Hey, put all 3 of us on there. Brett, before you say another word, I just got to send from here at the Pro Football Alliance show and everything, the XFL STL talk show. Actually, I'm going to bring Arlington in too on this one too, so I'll add Arlington to it. Our deepest condolences to you and your family right now. Your brother-in-law's got COVID again. Your brother-in-law's got COVID pneumonia. So he's being added to hospice. So our thoughts and prayers from us at the XFL STL talk show, Pro Football Alliance, go out to you, man. Our heart bleeds for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I know that I was charging my phone and I was watching Auburn and Arkansas, and I was like, man, I hadn't been online in a few hours. Let me see what's going on. And I saw you guys online. I was like, oh, great. First thing, Will's on there smashing the USFL.
Let me say,
I want seconds of silence from every one of y'all because I'm fixing to eat the XFL's ass up.
Hey, okay,
So,
wait.
Hold on, Brett. No, you're doing that tomorrow. You're doing that tomorrow. You're coming on the show tomorrow to eat the XFL up.
Before
Okay.
you do it, wait till tomorrow, man. Because look, I will let you go all in, all you want. Because I guarantee you.
And Brett, you and I have conversations before. I'm hoping the USFL succeed. Just that it's like some of the stuff could have been done better. That's just my opinion, but.
Oh, trust me, you're gonna hear about some stuff that could have done better tomorrow.
Now tonight, Brett, we're talking.
Coming off. I'm coming out of retirement tomorrow.
Hold on, Brett.
That might be a young man's game, but I can take a whooping too.
Tonight we are talking USFL. Hey, this is the Pro Football Alliance show. I'm the host, Dirty. My esteemed colleagues and panelists tonight are the A-Train. They're in studio. We got Brett from over there at 100% XFL, USFL, and the Wilder Freeman, the insider from the XFL STL Talk Show. We are brought to you by PAG22.com. Call Matt at 727-452-2645 to start your account today. Super Bowl. Oh, shit, I did it again. The big game is Sunday. So start your account with PAG22, bet on the game, get you some good money, and hey, Matt actually even give you a discount. John Turner fell asleep. That sounds about right. He's probably passed out drunk right now, really.
Anyway.
I'm glad you said it.
But anyway,
I'm just in a good giving mode tonight. I can assure you.
Just keep giving, man. Just keep giving, Brett. Keep giving, man.
When I heard Will, I saw Will's smiling face, and I heard him start bashing USFL. My eyes were like this. I said, on all the days he's gonna bring up the USFL. No. As Matumbo would say, no.
I wouldn't say bashing, but valid. I'm just saying, giving some credit. There's some positives. I will say that I'm most of the coachings I like. I like the coach for your Birmingham Stallions. Unfortunately, not the Michigan Panthers, but that's more personal stuff.
Everybody's not a fan of that guy, man.
And hopefully, whatever. Because if I heard correctly, the draft's supposed to be a snake draft for the USFL, and hopefully Birmingham should automatically get the first pick since they're hosting the dang thing.
All right, now, let's say that.
No. I'm going to mute all of y'all if you say a word. Who said that it was going to be a secret draft? This guy.
You did.
This guy said it was going to be a secret draft. I told you.
It's not secret yet. Just like this week's not over yet. Like Dirty told me earlier today, this day ain't over yet. Somebody.
No, okay. Hold on. Stop. I got to get control back of the show. Calm down, you two. I'm going to ask Arlington and I'm going to ask Brett here. Now, we've been seeing that they're saying that the USFL is going to be the draft, right? Now, Brett, you are there in Birmingham. Arlington, you said that the draft. You said it long ago that the draft was going to be a secret draft. We weren't going to know anything about it. And you even said it about the coaches. You and Brett have been on the same page with the USFL since day one they announced it, right? You both said it was going to be a secret draft. You said they're not going to tell us who the coaches are until they do the team names. Just everything you guys have said has come true, okay? Now, Brett, I'm going to go with you first. With you being in Birmingham and the league is going to be in Birmingham, do you think they might, because Will had brought it up, which I thought was a good point, do you think they might show it locally there in Birmingham?
It will be. We will see some picks. I would be absolutely floored if we didn't see probably, like Will mentioned, I'm sure he mentioned the quarterbacks and skill position guys. And unfortunately, I don't think they're going to cover it like the 2020 XFL did. But I think some of it will be on their social media because they seem to be picking up the pace with that. So I think we'll see some picks. I don't think it's going to be quote unquote secret, but that's just my opinion. I'm wrong all the time, so who knows?
All right, Arlington. Do you think because it's going to be in Birmingham, do you think they're going to show locally some of the draft or none of the draft? Are you going to stick by your guns?
Hey, I'm sticking by my guns, man. I really think that they're gonna, could do a secret draft, and that the social media team will be the one that will give like the news and notes that happens throughout the draft. Now, Brett, you can help me, but I saw Trent Richardson's name in that USFL Outlook. Is that right or is that wrong?
That's right, and I can't say a whole lot. I've done a little bit of work with his agent, which is his buddy he grew up with in Pensacola. I talked with him a few times before the AAF came to bed, and we were talking about doing some stuff together, but it never came to fruition. But look, anybody that watched the AAF, I really feel like Trent actually excelled, not on the stat sheet, but if you saw the offensive line that the Birmingham Iron had, they lost two of their starters in the first quarter of the first game, and there was a big drop-off there. And I felt like Trent did a solid job, and unfortunately, it's definitely a young man's position, and to be honest with you, I don't know if he will be drafted. I hope he will, but if you made me choose right now, I don't think he'll be drafted. Every yard he worked that he got in the AAF, if you guys watched really close and watched every game like I did, he sure did earn it, because we, like I said, we lost our two of our best offensive linemen, and then our center was literally 30 pounds underweight and was in the backfield every play on running plays. And I thought Trent did a well of a job considering what he had to go through. But, it is what it is with Trent. And I hate it, because he's a good guy. He did so well at Alabama, came in, I think, third 1 year in the Heisman, and his pro career just did not work out as we had hoped,
Okay, so now that you say that, so I actually Googled, so they've already announced, a few players have announced, we were supposed to have one guest on the show tonight, Jeremiah Spicer, had something come up, he couldn't make it tonight, which that's no big deal, we'll get Jeremiah. He's announced that he's in the USFL draft. Now, here's the thing, though, let's go, let me find it again, I just had it, oh, here it is. Now, you guys tell me if you guys recognize any of these names, okay? We have quarterback Aaron Ellis from University of St. Francis. Anybody recognize that name?
That does sound familiar. I think he did play in the spring league last year.
I'm trying to see where you're going with this.
Yeah. If y'all noticed, a lot of the guys did play in the spring league. I saw a couple linemen and a jouster. I probably shared about 25 guys that's announced that they have signed their contracts in the group.
Right now, the biggest name that I know,
if it's spring league players. It's not surprising.
Right now, the biggest name that I know on here is the linebacker from Notre Dame, because I'm a Notre Dame fan, and that's Curtis Cowens. And announced that he's going to be in the USFL draft.
Yeah.
The biggest name was Dantes Bird, and
the next name I was getting ready to go to.
Wait, I don't know if you remember it, Dirty. 2019. The XFL Summer Showcase, Dantes Bird was there.
And we talked to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing.
Well, and then another quarterback, DeAndre Johnson from East Mississippi Community College. He was on, isn't that the show with, isn't that The Last Chance U?
Last Chance U on Netflix.
On Netflix,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, see, I know him. He's actually really good. There's
a lot of talent, man. There's and you think it if their database is 3,000 people at what did I think they said they're going to start camps? Did y'all see this? Where they're going to start camps with 65 per team. So do the math on that. That's how many guys are going to get drafted.
And then you count how many rounds of rounds for the draft that would be.
Wow. You got
a lot.
Wait, you got 8 teams.
Hold
and
on,
then,
carry the one a lot.
You got a lot.
Now, Arlington Will, here's somebody that we know because he's kind of a local boy from Southern Illinois, Roman Tatum, the quarterback from Southern Illinois. He's in the USFL draft.
I mean, you got to think about it. At this point, you're gonna have at least 60 rounds because you got to have, if you're gonna have 65 players per team, you got to have 520 players, and that's fast math, and I can do that just like that. But down to it, when you get down to it, you're gonna have to cut 20 of them off each squad. So to get to the 45, 38 that's on the main, and then the 7 that's on practice. So you're looking at it from this point. You're only going to get 520 that's going to get signed, and then after that, they're going to get cut. You got a number of 160 that's going to be cut from those to make up the final rosters.
Mm-hmm.
So
I really feel like they should.
Jerry brings up a good point right here. I thought the roster was only going to be 38 players.
It is. So
7 practice. Yeah, 7 practice squads. So it'd be 45 on each team.
So you got to remember, it's like and let's not forget with the XFL had 52 players per team, so 416 players with, I think it was 45 that were active and 7 that was on the or was it all 52? Because you got to remember Team 9 along, that was in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's another sign. That was another one of the things that XFL did so well, including I think the Team 9 thing was a fantastic idea. And that's something that the USFL will adopt. Will they? I don't know. But, that was the 2020 ownership. I'm not exactly so high on our new ownership of the
that's
XFL.
Tomorrow, Brad. That's tomorrow when we have you on the show.
Hey, there's something that I wanted to discuss. And I remember the sleeping John Turner got involved in it as I was looking on Twitter today. This is with the USFL Gambling Podcast. They had mentioned, please, USFL have real special teams with a real kickoff that provides a returnable kick, not like the XFL, but like the whole history of football. And it got a little small uproar because I'm sitting back and I'm like, do you not remember that the XFL, and John had a good point, was 20% with touchbacks? Say that again. Somebody say something.
I mean,
Brett's starting to freeze.
I mean, I speak of something. I mean, you're talking about the job. I hope the ownership adopts all the rules.
All right, let's do this. I'm gonna take him out. Brett, re-add yourself to the stream. I was doing it. So now here, listen. So we were talking about the draft. So the draft is going to take place on the 23rd and 22nd and 23rd of February. Is he back? Is he back working? Let's see. And then training camp opens March 21st, kickoff April 14th.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So no, let's not be. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this goes with the USFL and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, somebody asked right here, Scott just asked right up here, which I think is a good question. Do you think they will sign players for at least 2 years to keep them out of the XFL? I'm going to give you, well, I don't really give you, I'm going to say depends on the player. I'm going to go to the panelists. I say it depends on the player. I'm going to go with the insider, Will Freeman. Will, what do you think?
Well, the way with their option, it's kind of similar to a 2-year contract, but as I said before, with the contracts, there's an out. If they have proof they're going to sign with an NFL team, then the contract, they prove that, then they got out of the contract. So it's interesting because remember, when it comes to football, there's always a new crop of talent coming out every year, out of college, out of what's left from the NFL, and now you can also say CFL, the European Football League, and even with all the strangely, a lot of indoor football teams are popping out everywhere now. So it's going to be interesting, like I said. So in a way, there's some players they'll keep and some they won't. So as Dury said, it's basically case-by-case basis. Because it's if they pick up that option, and as it said if you read that fine print, it said even though if you get the option, it does not give you a guaranteed spot for the next year. So, but that's how it usually goes. For those
Gotcha, Arlington.
Hey, and that's honestly that's how it should go. Like, what the alliance was trying to do was 3-year contracts, so that way that they could at least get them for 3 years, 250,000. Remember, we had the 70, 80, 100 deal, and then we also had XFL. They was only doing it for 1 year, just to see if they find themselves getting NFL. A lot of them got NFL contracts because of it, but 1 year deals what you need right now just to get started, especially with the USFL. 1 year deals are fine. Now, what they're trying to do, and yes, and I see that, for 2 years, no.
Okay.
They're already saying they're keeping them out the XFL anyway.
That's right. But here's the question. Glad that you rejoined us. Your connection got better. It says, do you think the USFL will sign players for at least 2 years to keep them out of the XFL?
Do I think they are going to or trying to?
Well, here's the question. Read it. Do you think they will sign players for at least 2 years to keep them out of the XFL?
Yeah. Well, I mean, once the guys that are playing, say this year, full roster, and they make it through the season, yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going to try to do. Will it hold up? We'll see. But, obviously for the 2,500 that's not drafted, no, it won't hold up, because if you're not drafted, it don't matter what you sign, your contract's null and void. But, yeah, I saw that the USFL was doing that, and I kind of anticipated it, and I kind of feel like XFL would have definitely returned the favor. And I think it's not just XFL. I think they added CFL to that contract as well.
They did. The CFL.
Yeah. Now, here's the next question I like. You guys ready? And we'll start with Brett again. Would you guys like to see players have the option to flip-flop between the different leagues? CFL, XFL, USFL, and fan football control.
I would like for them to be able to flip-flop between the XFL and USFL, not the CFL.
Okay.
Definitely not the FCF. No. The FCF, they're highly focused, and they haven't built their arena that they're supposed to have when start with the USFL. It's not even fully built yet. So,
and they talking about having to see. That's the thing. What I'm talking about. Like, you have these different leagues, and they considerably, they each and every week they saying, okay, this is what we got here, and the USFL, we don't even have a full personnel list yet. You know what I'm saying? But they steadily getting the league together. Stop it, Jared, stop it, stop it. FCF is when their career's dying. Stop it. No, that's not true. Football,
I'm not a fan of the FCF either.
But see, here's the thing, though. It's nothing really wrong with it. It's arena football that you get to play along with. That's actually a fantastic idea. Now, people forget about your call football. It was 4 teams. You got to choose that, but they were playing 11 on 11. People forgot that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They were trying that out, and then that's what became fan-controlled football. It's not bad. It's gimmick football, but they're still playing football, and they still want to play it. And then you get celebrities that was able to buy into it. Come on, man. What do you think that the USFL and XFL are trying to do now with ownership?
Mm-hmm. Now let's go to that. Let's go to that. So there's been talks that the USFL is offering some teams already up for ownership. One is the Houston Gamblers. Let's see who's the other one. The New Orleans Breakers, and then I can't remember who the other team was.
New Jersey.
It's New Jersey, Birmingham, and Houston is who they supposedly have.
Oh, is that who? Okay, my bad.
In. Yeah.
Now, I'm definitely for sure like Birmingham's probably the obvious one. Come on.
Right. I would not go against the grain.
So my question to you guys, because we got 5 minutes left, because I'm gonna throw out some rapid questions that I've been looking at over the past few weeks and things that we've talked about, because I want to get your guys' point. And I'm gonna start with Arlington first. Do you want to see ownerships of teams in the USFL?
Absolutely.
All right. And why? Why? 30 seconds. Why?
Well, I want to see it because I believe that it shouldn't. Football league should not have a single entity league at all. There should be ownership between billionaires, millionaires, whatever, man. If you want a football team, I believe you should be able to get that. If a city wants a football team, I believe owners should be able to get their hands on it.
Okay, let's go with Brett. Yes or no? Do you want to see a team own it starting now? 30 seconds.
Yes, absolutely. I agree completely with what Arlington said, and I think it would help solidify the USFL and XFL immediately.
Okay, Will. 30 seconds.
Yes, they should have owners with their teams. It gets a better spotlight and more connection with the community, and it also gives each franchise a different person. And plus, this will be a new type of wave of different ownerships. Like, you're going to probably have maybe conglomerates, families maybe, but I'm interested because with New Jersey, the rumor is A-Rod might be interested in buying them, though, even though I'm not really a big fan of...
Will.
Huh?
2 seconds.
And even though I'm not a big fan of A-Rod the player, we'll see how it goes. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Now, I'm putting this question out for a guy who's on all of our pages. Hello, Carlos. How are you? This is going to piss you off, and I don't give a rat's ass. The USFL is to kick off April 14th.
16th.
16th. That's right, yes. 16th. Is supposed to kick off. Would you guys want to see the original owner of the New Jersey Generals 45 at the first USFL game kickoff? We're going to start with Will. 30 seconds, go.
I would say no, because no offense, he's the reason USFL disappeared. That's just me. That's just me. That's just because he's the reason that it disappeared. That's the reason. No.
Okay. We'll go with Arlington next. 30 seconds, go.
I would say yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know that, you know, he got a bad rep, but at the same time, he's part of that lineage of the old USFL. He's just making an appearance. That's all he's doing. Y'all make it seem like he's going to be there to do some other type of crap. No, he's just there for the game and making an appearance. And if he get booed, so be it. But the fact is, he's part of the lineage of the USFL history.
Time's up. Brett, yes or no? 30 seconds, go.
Hold on. Is he really going to be there?
Okay, that's the rumor. He is. That the rumor is that 45 is going to be at the kickoff.
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to have to bring my brass knuckles in because there'll be a riot.
What? Yes or no? Do you think you should be there?
No.
And do you think you should be included?
Well, look, yes, on the football side, absolutely, I agree with Arlington, but how divided the country is, not to get into politics right now, I think it's a really bad idea, and we all need to – football brings us all together, and politics rips us all apart. So let's stick with the football, and let's not get him there. That's my opinion.
Now, I agree with that point.
I agree with that point, too, but I will say this in the last minute that we got. I will say, listen, he was the face of the USFL 37 years ago. He should be there just to make an appearance. Nothing more. Just an appearance. Nothing more. That's it.
No,
you're just trying to curse the league. What happened to the XFL falls apart? We ain't got nothing.
Dirty Burt Reynolds would be more of the face of the league in the USFL back then, not Trump.
Well, Burt Reynolds dead. You can't have Burt Reynolds.
Well, hold up then. I got another one then. I got one to throw in. Would you like Herschel Walker?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Doug Flutie, Herschel Walker,
get
Marcus
Kelly,
Dupree.
Get Kelly
the best
in there.
That never was Marcus.
Yeah, get Jim Kelly. Marcus Dupree.
See, okay, all right. Now, this is what I was saying, Brett, so you can understand. This is the same thing that I wanted for the XFL when it first came back. I understand they was trying to do a clean slate. They didn't want to bring back the old stench of what happened previously, right? They didn't want to do that. All it was about was a clean-cut league. But at the same time, you have to remember the XFL was still a league. So that means you still had to bring in some of the old nostalgic. I don't mind, bringing nostalgia back into the picture. So if he hate me wanted to show up, give an appearance fee to him and say, hey, come on out here, come out to one of these games. Or if Tommy Mannix wanted to
people would have went crazy.
Listen, we're in overtime. Listen, we're done. Call off for next week. We're in overtime. This is the Pro Football Alliance Show. I am your host, Dirty, from the XFL STL Talk Show, with my panelists tonight, right there, the A-Train Arlington Lane, who is in studio, which we will all be in studio tomorrow. Arlington, where can they find you?
Oh, you can always find me at the A-Train STL on Twitter and the A-Train Show on Instagram. Go Bengals.
Right below him is the insider himself, Will Freeman. Will, where can people find you?
W Freeman 87 on Twitter, Instagram, Will Freeman on Facebook, and Go Bengals as well. And hopefully a lot of the Super Bowl commercials don't suck.
And right below him is Brett. Brett, where can people find you at?
True XFL and USFL fans, and if you're Birmingham Stallions fans, the official Birmingham Stallions Facebook page. And Rock, get your head out of your butt. Make the announcement. Do the right
That's
thing.
Tomorrow. Shut up. Mute his microphone. That's tomorrow. We will see. Well, hey, the XFL STL Talk Show will be talking XFL only tomorrow with myself, Arlington, and Will. Brett's going to join us.
Yes!
Because I know he wants to bitch and moan about something, and Dirty's going to I'm going to have a big speculation. You are listening. You watch the elite show of spring football. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you guys next week.
Is that an AEW shirt?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Listen, guys, our numbers are down. I am really concerned with
We
that.
had that meeting on Tuesday, and again, I'm sorry to say, it was still...
I'll take the red snapper at 37 ounces.
We're going to go goal line. Do the X39, 3 disaster.
Tonight's special is going to be an oven-baked salmon and a 32 sweep reverse with the Texas ale.
You're going to get steak, right?
Yeah. Need more football? USFL launches this April.